Would you like to know how to manage anxiety using natural methods? So anxiety disorders are very common, and figuring out effective treatments is very important. We have conventional treatments like therapy, medications. Often they're not enough, sometimes they're not needed. So knowing what are non-medication interventions that have at least some research evidence is helpful to figure out like what's on the menu as you are thinking about like, okay, what can I do? What can I try? So let's look at some of the research. There's a meta-analysis, which means like a review of many research studies. This one looked at 47 studies with over 3,500 participants looking at mindfulness meditation programs for anxiety, and they work, right? So it wasn't like a amazing effect. It was like a pretty, low impact, low effect, but it does something. It helps to reduce anxiety. There's also a good amount of research on MBSR. That's like a well-documented treatment for a variety of mental health issues. And there is a review specifically looking at MBSR programs for anxiety, and they do work. So they reduce depression, they reduce anxiety, they reduce stress, and what's of interest right now here, and they do reduce anxiety, the thing that we are focused on right now. Another treatment option that has at least some research is omega-3 fatty acids. So they have been shown to be effective for the treatment of anxiety in research studies. There have been a number of meta-analyses on this. The research on omega-3s is messy, and even when people look like in great detail and depth, it's still messy because these are not medications, right? These are supplements. And this group here and this group there, the studies are different, right? They use different doses, different types of omega-3s, right? So it's a little hard to make sense of the research. It looks promising, and it's like a pretty safe, benign thing. You can just get it from food, from eating fish. You can take a supplement. It's a good idea to stick within reasonable doses and not overdo it also. Another treatment that is looking really good and is very promising as a non-medication approach for anxiety is probiotics and prebiotics, right? So there's been a lot of interest and a bunch of research, and it's looking good, right? So by now there have been a lot of studies, we have meta-analysis, we have review studies, and probiotics do reduce anxiety in various populations. Another treatment that has at least some research is yoga, right? So regular practice of yoga, or even like a brief series of yoga classes or practice at home, will have a beneficial effect. It will lower anxiety. A meta-analysis from 2018 looked at a number of studies on yoga and anxiety and found that yoga is an effective treatment for anxiety. Another evidence-based approach to dealing with anxiety is the Mediterranean diet. So there's a study from 2018 that showed that the more people adhere to the Mediterranean diet, the lower the rates of anxiety. Another treatment option with less research, or the studies maybe are not as convincing, is ashwagandha. This is an adaptogen. I talked about adaptogens in some other videos. So at least there's one randomized, controlled, double-blind study that looked good, and it also reduced stress hormone, reduced cortisol, so something promising, but probably more research is needed. Another treatment option is Tai Chi. So this practice is known to reduce anxiety, and there have been a number of studies, and there's a meta-analysis from 2018 that showed that Tai Chi is an effective intervention for anxiety. Another option is light therapy. So light therapy is especially useful for the seasonal type of anxiety, right? That maybe comes with seasonal affective disorder, with mood shifts that happen with the changes in the season. And there's a systematic review from 2019 that looked at a number of studies, and it looks good. It looks like it could help, like light therapy could help for anxiety. There's also some emerging research about CBD for anxiety. It's an active area of research, and there are some promising studies emerging that show that CBD could be useful for anxiety. Another non-medication option for anxiety is exercise. And I have a whole separate video talking about exercise and anxiety and different types of exercise. You know, we talked about Tai Chi and yoga in this video, but a variety of different exercise styles can help for anxiety. Overall, lots of different ways to address anxiety without using medications and without therapy. Sometimes, of course, it is necessary to rely on therapy or medications, and always use the guidance of a clinician to figure out what's the right treatment for you. It is good to know about what's out there to help you manage anxiety and maybe prevent the development of an anxiety disorder, or maybe treat mild anxiety without having to rely on a clinician, right? So that's like bringing the agency and a sense of control and sense that you can do something to take care of yourself through all of these various interventions that do not rely on medications or conventional psychotherapy. And there are many different things that are research evidence-backed as potential things to incorporate into your lifestyle to manage anxiety. And maybe you'll discover that, you know, one or two of these really fit you and work for you. Maybe it's all of them, right? Maybe it's like different things at different times in your life. These are safe, generally, benign treatments. So they may also have many additional benefits, for example, yoga or mindfulness. So definitely, if you are experiencing anxiety, yes, rely on clinical guidance when that is important. And also there's a lot you can do to take care of yourself through general healthy lifestyle. Thank you for watching. All my love. And I hope that this video was helpful for you in figuring out maybe some options for what you can do to take care of yourself.